give all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles that rule well. Salutations to the brothers in the four corners of the earth pushing this truth and sincerity. All right. We have it on the mic. Go ahead, it.
Shalom. So, can I get Jeremiah 28 verse 8? Yeah, so we're as prophets, our job is to prophesy and let the people know what's going on. So when we come out here, we preach against nations, we preach against kingdoms, we preach against evil, we tell people of the pestilence, of famine, and we tell our people who they are. But most importantly, we tell them that America will be destroyed. That's what we're waiting on. So
that's right.
You can bring out
Jeremiah 28 verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
So Ecclesiastes chapter, I believe 1:9, it tells us that there's nothing new under the sun. Whatever happened before is happening now. So we learn from these prophets. Because whatever happened aforetime, it happened for our learning.
That's
as it
right.
says in Romans. So we learn from Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Isaiah, and these prophets were preaching heavily against America for America to be destroyed, and that it will be destroyed, especially in Jeremiah chapter 51 about the fanners. The fanners will fan her,
Revelation 10 verse 10. And I took the little book of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. Why was it sweet as honey? Because we know who we are. We know our identity. We know we are the chosen people. We know we are the Hebrew Israelites. We know that the so-called white man is Edom in the Bible. That Edom, right? Esau and his descendant is going to go into slavery. They're going to be destroyed after 1,000 years, right? We know how to break down John 3:16. Right? We know how to break down these precepts through what? Through the apostles and through the spirit of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. So that right there, what I just elaborate, is sweet as honey. There we go. And as soon as I eaten it, my belly was bitter. Why was John's stomach was bitter? Why his belly was bitter? Because we had to go through the atrocities, rape, rob, and murder. Right? We have to go follow these unrighteous decrees, not the law of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, but these unrighteous decrees by the heathen. Right? That's bitter. Right? We are what? And the scripture said we are subject to payments. We catching what? Pure hell. Right? Before that, we was working in the cotton fields. Right? The northern kingdom was working in the what? In the mines. Right? And the list goes on, right?
Willie Lynch letter.
Huh?
I was saying the Willie Lynch
letter.
The
Willie Lynch letter, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? We could talk about that topic all day.
Yeah.
Right? And he said unto me, thou must prophesy. This is what it was talking about, Jeremiah 28:8, right? And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before the many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. So I know you want to elaborate on that.
Yeah, so that also is a good example is what happened before, is happening now according to Ecclesiastes. Because, he was also, not also was he saying that, but he was also referencing what Ezekiel had said. Ezekiel said the same thing in, I believe, chapter 3 about when he ate it, it was sweet as honey, but when it got to his belly, it was bitter. So, us as prophets, we've actually been prophesying for longer than we know. Because we are a reincarnation of these prophets. We don't know. He could have been Jeremiah back then, Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5, it tells us about that when he was in the belly, Yahweh already chose him to be a prophet. And as far as I know, my dad, he's been chosen to be a prophet his whole life. So we don't know who he was back then. We've been preaching the same song for thousands of years. Because Ezekiel said that when it went in, it was sweet as honey, but it was bitter, and John the Baptist said the same thing. So we're just saying the same song until Yahweh does what he has to do.
Free circle, or you want to do something?
I was looking for something. I thought you asked me this one. I had made a Holocaust. But yeah, and he also said that he prophesied, right? Prophesied against nations, kingdoms. So we're prophesying against America as we speak, and there's other brothers preaching across the world, probably preaching it at the same time that we are, preaching the same song. So I got this article I want to bring out. It's called Worrying Trend. Post-Cold War drop in nukes could be over. So there was a drop in the manufacturing of nukes. Like they was making a lot of nuclear weapons during the Cold War, but there was like a drop in it. Like they were still making it. They've been making it these past years, but they wasn't making it as much as they are now. So it says the Swedish arms watchdog says the world's stockpiles of nuclear weapons are expected to increase in coming years, reversing a decline since the end of the Cold War. So there's going to be an increase of stockpile weapons, and we know what these stockpile weapons are and what they're going to be used for. And they're creating different type of nukes. Like every year, Russia or China, they got a new type of nuke that's faster than the other, or it's just way better. So
they always testing too.
Always testing.
Ballistic missile testing. Especially China, Iran.
Yeah.
What's that? Iran. Right? And those other countries that have ICBM and ballistic missile capability, they always running tests, especially Korea. North Korea always testing, always. So they getting prepared, right? These are mighty men of war getting prepared to destroy America, right?
Yeah, you get Obadiah 1 and 7.
I'm right there too.
Oh,
Obadiah 1 verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee, that they eat thy bread, have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Yeah, Russia's always training. They're always training in code. These other countries, man, their military might is strong. Of course, America has a good military might too, but with all these countries combined, America doesn't stand a chance. Imagine all these nuclear weapons come from these different countries. America's gonna be a sitting duck. But it has to be from the inspiration of Yahweh. If Yahweh doesn't give the inspiration to do it, then it won't happen. That's why it hasn't happened yet. But once Yahweh says, release those nuclear weapons, it's a wrap for this place, man. But the elect has to be sealed, and these prophecies have to be completed. We're ready into the pestilence. It's gonna get worse. It's a little, kind of calm a little bit, but Yahweh's he's gonna put the heat back on. We already see the gas prices pretty much $5 now. I think some places it's probably past $5. So, it's the heat. Yahweh's bringing the heat up.
Yeah, because all these countries, right, and all these nations was at confederacy with thee at one time, right? United Nations, right? NATO, right? United Nations, every nation's have a seat besides the Israelite, right? So these was part of your confederacy, but now these, like the BRIC, they go in their separate ways, and they gonna lay a trap upon, they gonna lay a snare upon thee, where you ain't gonna have no choice but to go to war, right?
Yeah.
Right. That Ukraine and Russia, hey, that might be a trap right there, man, for you to lure your ass to come in and get involved with this war, man, because you can't stay out of people's affairs, man. Right? So the Most High gonna destroy America, man. Right? This is next precept. Shall I not in that day, says Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom in understanding of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men of Teman shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Yeah, you're going to be cut off by slaughter.
Wait
what?
For that. Yep.
That's right. Them ICBMs, the intercontinental ballistic missiles. They ready for you. They are prepared for you. Right? That's part of Yahweh Shah armory, man. Right? That's that Goldsmith. It's ready for you, man. And you're going to be cut off. Esau, this whole place is going to be obliterated, man. This place got to go. There's nothing but a big, giant cesspool, man.
So Yahweh said the bow of steel shall strike them through.
That's right.
What bows was made out of steel back then? It was mostly like a strong material wood. Mm-hmm. So we know that bow of steel has to be the nuclear weapons, man.
And the scripture says it's not going to be by what? By fuel or fire?
Yeah, it's going to be by
iron?
Yeah. No, it says it's not going to be by like
it's going to be by fuel or fire.
Yeah, it's going
But it's not going to be by iron, something like that.
Yeah, it's not going to
what's that? Isaiah?
Yeah, garments rolled in blood. It's
Yes, sir.
It's not going to be like garments rolled in blood. Yeah, back then it was swords. Yes, Isaiah.
Swords and javelin.
Isaiah 9 and 5.
Let me get that real quick.
Yeah.
I want to massacre that precept. All right, this is Isaiah 9. Isaiah 9 verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
There was no battles with fuel of fire besides maybe Sodom and Gomorrah back then. And other than that, maybe the catapults that they would put fire on the boulders that would throw over. But other than that, I mean, it was really swords, bows and arrows. Like I said, catapults. They had their armor, but it was never fuel of fire, man. It was never nuclear weapons hitting just this one country or different countries. But now, that's what we're about to see, man. And we had a quick glimpse of it in World War II. They started having the tanks and all that. But yeah, it's going to be way worse than World War III.
Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. This is Terminator 2, right?
Yeah, Terminator 2.
Sure it comes.
Judgment Day.
Their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Yeah, what war in ancient history where that happened, man? There was no war like that. But when Yahweh puts this nuclear fire, it's not going to be a fire you can sit at and warm your marshmallows. People are going to be instantly destroyed. That's how much Yahweh hates the evil in this place. It's not even going to be a slow death. I mean, it will be at first with the pestilence, the famine. But when Yahweh's ready to end it all, it's going to be instant, man.
That's right.
Yep. Go back to this, and then we go straight through the scriptures. Back to the article. It says the Stockholm International Peace Research, or SIPRI, said Monday that all nine nuclear-armed countries are increasing or upgrading their arsenals. And that sounds exactly like what Yahweh said, which we're about to go over in Joel chapter 3. This year, I think it's one of your favorite scriptures. Joel chapter 3, verse 10. Verse 10 to like 13.
Joel 3, starting at 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshare into swords, and your pruning hook into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come, all ye heathens, and gather yourself together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened. And that's what's going on.
Yep.
Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. I think it's the valley of judgment, right? For there will I sit to judge all the heathens round about.
Yeah, so that's what Yahweh's doing in the spirit right now. So all nine armed countries are increasing their stockpile weapons. Why? Because they know through the spirit that the war's about to happen. They're going to need those weapons. Okay? And that's what Yahweh was saying in Joel chapter 2, because there was a calm, they had the pruning hooks, all that, cultivating rice and that type of stuff. But they're going to transfer from that spirit of peace to the spirit of war. That's what it says in Ecclesiastes, I believe, in chapter 8. It says there's a time and place for everything. There's a time for war, there's a time for peace. There's a time for love, there's a time for hate. So that's how Yahweh keeps the balance in the universe. A lot of people talk about it, you gotta have balance. It's big and it's small, There's hot and there's cold. But it ain't gonna be cold no more. Yahweh's gonna increase the heat, and that's what we're waiting on. Okay? Yeah.
Sirach 33, verse 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and they are two, and two, one against another.
That's why Yahweh has to destroy this place, man. Because the evil is too great in the land. We already see what's happening with the way Esau is changing everything, man. Like, you know, the ABC people is just so, it's everywhere. It's all in the shows. They got the whole month just dedicated for them, you know. And what do they have dedicated for us? Well, they got Black History Month, but how you going to dedicate a whole place to, a whole month to the ABC people, man, to wickedness, you know? And they don't care about that Black History Month. That's just to kind of keep us in a docile state of mind. You know, they got Emancipation Day, even though we're not even free, still slaves technically. So, you know, yeah, that's why Yahweh has to destroy this place. The evil's too great in the land.
Yeah,
there's no more balance.
That's it.
Yeah.
And there are two and two, one against another. It's amazing, right? You know, Isaac and Rebecca, they had two boys, right? Jacob against Esau.
Perfect.
One is set against another, right? We really set up against all these other nations, man. These nations, these Arabs and these East Indians could come into America and open gas stations and so on, open chicken shacks, right? Just like that. Wow. The Negroes, the Israelites over here struggling in America, can't hardly get permits, right? Because this place is not for us, this place is against us, right? So two and two, one against another, right? That's what it was saying, that balance, right? But when we rule, we're going to rule over them. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time, man. So that's why you're not supposed to get too comfortable in America, man. This place is not for us, it's against us.
Quick scripture for what you said, Romans 9:11. For the children being not yet born, needn't have done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to election might stand, not of works but of him that called it. I'm skip to verse 21. And not the potter power over the clay, which is Yahweh, he has power over the clay, of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor. And we know that vessel unto honor is Jacob, and that the vessel unto dishonor is Esau. So them just being in the womb, they haven't done good or evil, but they was already destined to do what they're doing now, or to be in a state they're in right now. You know, Esau's on top, you know, pushing wickedness on our people, and us, we messed up as a people. That's why we're under Esau right now. But Yahweh is going to move that spiritual shackle and physical shackle. It's kind of a little bit of both. I mean, who's mostly in these prisons? It's Israelites.
That's
man.
right.
It's the minorities.
Yeah.
So Yahweh's going to move the physical and spiritual shackle from us over to Esau. They're going to drink the dregs of the cup. Because Esau is pushing too much evil. And another thing, besides the ABC people, I was also trying to talk about, I think it's called assimilation, where they're trying to make it where the natural order, Yahweh has it, where a man, you know, impregnates a woman, that's how they have children. They're trying to get rid of that too. They're trying to get rid of that. So where they could just create children in the lab. A woman don't have to get impregnated by a man anymore. So everything that Yahweh made this world to be, Esau's trying to make it the opposite. It's like how you got Superman, Esau's trying to make Bizarro. He's trying to make Earth become Bizarro. He's trying to make everything topsy-turvy, man. Like, why are you trying to change a man? Like, what is the purpose of that? A man is supposed to have a child with a woman. You know?
Yeah, because what's that? Two and two, one against another.
Yeah.
But the Most High is going to eradicate Esau, because wacky-tacky Christians always say, hey, I want you to read that real quick of your Bible.
Yeah.
Right? Malachi 1 and verse 2, right? So wacky-tacky Christians said, nah, he's going to destroy Eve, right? He's going to destroy Esau, not the whole nation, right?
Yeah.
That's one man he's going to destroy. Now go ahead and read that real quick.
That one man up, anyways. Malachi 1 and 2, right?
Huh?
1 and verse 2.
Yes, straight to the point.
I have loved you, say Yahweh. Yet you say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, say Yahweh? Yet I loved Jacob. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste. for the dragons of the wilderness.
Go ahead.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build desolate places. Let's say how hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh had indignation forever.
All right, so Wacky Tacky Christians say, nah, that's just Eve. But he read people, right?
Yeah.
So now, when you go into the Good News translation, this is what it says, right? Malachi 1, verse 2. Yahweh said to his people, I have always loved you. But they replied, how have you shown your love for us? Yahweh answered, Esau and Jacob were brothers, but I have loved Jacob and his descendant, and have hated Esau and his descendants.
Oh, man.
Right?
That's it right there.
That's a GNT, Good News Translation.
Yep.
I have devastated Esau, hill country, and abandoned lands to the jackals. Verse 4. Wow. If Esau descended, the Edomites say, our town have been destroyed, but we will rebuild them. Then Yahweh will reply, let them rebuild. I will tear them down again. The people will call them the evil country and the nations that whom Yahweh has angered forever. So the Most High said it right there in the GNT that the Most High going to destroy Esau and his descendants. Wow. That's blunt right there. That's straight to the point.
Straight to the point. Yeah, they elaborated more.
Yeah.
But the emphasis that it's more than one person. The Bible, King James Version already said it. It says the people, which is already plural. But for people that get foolish, like you said, the white attacking Christians, right there it tells you the Edomites with an S.
Wow.
Anyone that knows basic English knows that's plural right there.
Yeah.
And that Yahweh taking down, what they're building started with the World Trade Center when he took down those Twin Towers. Of course, it was an inside job, but that's what Yahweh's going to do on a wider scale. He's going to take down all their buildings, man. He's going to take down all of New York. They showed in the movies, they showed in Avengers, I think District 9, that was more about the chariots, but yeah. New York, man, America is going to be wiped out. Let me go back to the article.
Shit, he's already died in an alarming rate. What you think that abortion thing is about?
True.
Roe versus Wade. What you think that's about? A lot of Esau teenager girls is going to these abortion clinics. And that was designed and created to eradicate and a genocide and a massacre towards us. Right? Was that Parent Planet Hood, right? So that was really against us. But these little white girls is going into these abortion clinics and they're getting rid of these little devil babies, man. Right? Because the American mindset for these females, career first, then get impregnated. Right? So little Becky, that's 16, Becky, that's 17, 18, right? She's in heat, always fucking everybody in her community in the suburbs, right? And she probably getting fucked by her father too. So what's she going to these abortion clinics, getting rid of that little double baby? All praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua. So they are diminishing. They race are diminishing. He needs to be called the minority and us the majority.
That's supposed to be anyways. Yeah. Isaiah chapter 2 verse 2. And a part of Esau's rulership is also defined as mountains, man. Mountains in the scriptures, like it basically means government. That's why Esau likes to live in the mountains all that, because they like to be high on top. Yep. That's why their buildings are so tall, like the World Trade Center. It's so high up. That's why your house said you're gonna build, but I'm gonna throw down, just as in the Tower of Babel.
Isaiah 2 verse?
Verse 2.
Isaiah 2 verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh house shall be established in the top of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow onto it.
That's right. So Yahweh's mountain is what's going to stand at the end. That's why in Daniel 2, in that vision, in that dream, that statue is destroyed by Yahweh's, that rock that Yahweh threw down. Yahweh's government, his mountains was going to stand at the end. It's going to break down that statue.
Which that mountain means the government.
The government, that's right. All nations going to flow unto it. So whatever Yahweh says is going to go. You know, Esau going to be under us. Whatever we say, they got to do. And according to Isaiah 60, it said that those who that would not want to be under us, they're utterly going to perish. So they're going to have to listen.
That's right.
Yeah, so Yahweh will not meet thee as a man. You know, a lot of people, this is basically the same topic, but just a little different. A lot of people be like, oh, well, God can't judge me, or, you know, they think that Yahweh's, for instance, death, like somebody get hit by a truck. That's how Yahweh met them. He's not going to meet you as a man, he's going to meet you in another way. He might meet you in your finance. He's going to meet America with the nuclear weapons. He's not going to come down to America and literally like just destroy it himself, but he's going to throw his wrath on America through the nuclear weapons. Another way he does that is with earthquakes, storms, pestilence, famine. If he wants to deliver a message, he does it through his prophets. That's Yahweh not meet thee as a man, but he meets people through his power, you know, through his voice.
That's right.
Go to Isaiah 47, verse 1 to 3. And again, 9:30, right?
How about 9:15? Isaiah 47?
Yeah, 1 through 3.
Isaiah 47, 1 through 3. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind the mill. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the legs. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers. Why did it say that though? Why did it say that to uncover thy locks? Because the son of perdition is being revealed in these last days. Not only Israelites hate America, right, especially the elect, but these other nations are hit to America, man. Right? The wickedness and atrocity that America caused, these other nations knows about it. Right? How they subdue and kill, try to torment the Israelites. Guess what? That's why there's media. That's why there's TV, right? That's why they have the internet, right? The firmament. So the internet and their media, they see in these other countries how wicked America really is, man. Right? But this devil is being exposed. Thy nakedness, there we go. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
That's right.
One more verse. As for our Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts is his name, and the Holy One of Israel.
That's right. So from verse 1, it said, get off. She's not going to be on a throne. She's going to sit on the ground. You know, America was known as what one time? You know, the American dream is known as this great place. But like as Abba was saying, you know, people are waking up to what America is. America doesn't look so beautiful anymore. You know, it doesn't look like the American dream. And in Texas, they're trying to get it back to the American dream. Their American dream, though, because they're trying to, you know, they're trying to take the rights away from, well, the so-called rights that we have, away from the Israelites.
And that's what 2/3 want. 2/3 want to go back to that American dream. Nah, 2/3. There's no more American dream. There's nothing but American nightmare.
That's right.
The American dream flew away like a bird in the sky.
That's right.
Right? We're in American nightmare right now, and that's why we got to pray and fast for Yahweh Shem Shai to come and redeem us. Right? And Yahweh Shem Shai is only coming for the nation of Israel, the 1/3. He's not coming for everybody. So when the scripture says, so God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, who's that world talking about? That world is talking about, it goes back to cosmos, a nation, a group, a society of people. He's not coming for everybody, you idiots. When James was preaching, right? He was preaching to the elect. 1 Peter 1:1, to the scatter, the 12 tribes of Israel. Right? He's not coming for everybody. The Gentile in the Bible, especially in the New Testament, it goes back to Hellenistas, right? Strangers of the land. something like that. The Gentiles, right? Goyim is really the Israelites. The Israelites that adopted and keep the customs of the heathens. They lost their identity, right? They lost their identity. That's what the Gentiles. Matter of fact, now you know what? I'm not gonna stop the flow of it bless it.
You increase me.
Yeah, no,
bring it
huh?
up. What you gonna bring up?
1 Corinthians 12, verse 1, right?
1 Corinthians 12 and 1. It says, now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. You know that ye were Gentiles.
You know that you were Gentile. Go ahead.
Carried away into these dumb idols.
Carried away to what? To these dumb idols. That's right. Yeah. You were Gentiles. You were keeping the customs of the heathens, doing the wickedness of the heathens. Give me 1 Corinthians 10, verse 1. You was carried away with dumb idols. Now, when you come into this, your true nationality, when we coming back to the commonwealth, you stop doing what the heathen do and start keeping the laws and the commandments of the Heavenly Father. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 10:1.
Go ahead.
Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant.
Uh-huh.
How that all our fathers were under the cloud.
That under the cloud, that's right. Go ahead.
And all passed through the sea.
He said our father that was under the cloud. Right? That's talking about the Israelites. We was under that cloud, man, passed in the sea. Israelites going through what? The Suez Canal, the Dead Sea, right? Yahweh B'Shem Yashai, working through Moses, departed the Red Sea. Salakia, go ahead.
And we're all baptized unto Moses.
And we were what?
All baptized unto Moses.
We were baptized unto Moses. What people was that? Those are the Israelites, man. Go ahead.
In the cloud and in the sea. And it all eat the same spiritual meat.
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to make.
Oh, okay, you okay.
All right, Israelites. This Bible's not to everybody. You idiots, y'all wacky tacky Christians.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, Texas, they really, starting with Texas, they're really trying to get it back to what it used to be. They're trying to take away the rights, overturn a lot of stuff. They're trying to change the name of slavery. I forgot what they're trying to change it to. I think involuntary movement or something. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Yeah, man, that's why what they're trying to do is trying to put the MOTB on everybody. Because right now there's a reset of the economic, right? They're making things convenient here in America. Put your card, touch screen where you can put your card, Apple Pay, and so on. So what they're trying to do is trying to put that in your right hand on your forehead, the MOTB, right? That's what they're trying to do. So it goes back to more of control, all right? They're gonna know what your movements, know what you're spending on, right? Know where you at, know when you having sex with your girl. They're gonna know all these things. Yeah, you got something?
Yeah, I found it. Yeah, a group of educators in Texas proposed referring to slavery as involuntary relocation in second grade classes before being rebuffed by the State Board of Education. So they was trying to change the name of slavery to involuntary relocation, which is still right, but it's like they're trying to like cover it up a little bit. You know, slavery sounds worse than involuntary relocation. Esau knows what they did was wickedness, man.
Yeah.
They know what they did was wicked. That's why you bring up slavery to a lot of them. Either they apologize or they try to change the subject. But Esau, we don't want your apology, man. Like I will always say, we want your blood because you love blood, so blood is going to pursue deep. You know, you love blood in your steak. You love to slay people. You see what you did to Native Americans. They was scalping the Native Americans, you know, taking their scalps or taking their head and getting money for it, man. Like Native Americans were some trophies. You know, these are people, man. People with souls, and you treating them like they're just some objects. Esau got a lot to pay for, man. That's why Yahweh's not gonna meet thee as a man. He gonna meet you with these nuclear weapons, and he gonna meet you with us. We're gonna slay Esau as well. We're gonna have you in slavery, man. What you did to us is gonna be worse on you. You got something? Let me bring up the scripture.
That's right. It said, this is the 13th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States of America. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for a crime wherever the party shall have been duly convicted, right? So that's kind of slavery right there. So you charge us for every little petty thing, or maybe an ounce of weed, you're gonna do some time, right? So that's really going back to slavery there, because when we go in prison, y'all work the shit out of us, man.
That's right.
And these companies like Pepsi and these top companies, they benefit off that, right? It's not like we getting paid in prison to make license plates and so on,
You're not getting paid.
right? So the 13th Amendment is really against us, stating that we really in slavery for punishment of crime. Any little punishment, they charge us high. When Esau does the same crime, he get what? He get treatment. He get psychological evaluation, right? He get help. When a Jake does that same crime as Eve, we get 5 to 10 years. So the 13th Amendment is really what? Against us, it's not for us.
Right.
And when they made the Constitution, it was nothing but flaming faggot white men around the table. It wasn't Jake there. We was in the cotton field.
That's right.
We was in cotton field picking cotton from sun up to sundown.
Right.
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to make.
Yeah. I was gonna say something I forgot. Yeah. Go to Exodus 34, verse 33 to 35.
Exodus 34 what?
33 to 35.
Exodus 34, 33 to 35. It said, until Moses had done speaking with him, he put a veil on his face. But when Moses went in before Yahweh to speak with him, he took the veil off until he came out. And he came out and spake unto the children of Israel that which he was commanded. And the children of Israel saw the face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face shone. And Moses put the veil upon his face again until he went in to speak with him.
That's right. So yeah, that's why Yahweh doesn't come down off his throne, to speak to us face to face. It's just his presence, just as Moses speaking to him alone. Moses had that shine on his face, that glow. Yeah, so that's why Yahweh doesn't come down. If Yahweh was to come down, we'd probably all just be wiped out. Just because of that presence that he has, that aura, that energy.
Ecclesiastes 8, 1. Who is the wise man, and who knows the interpretation of a thing? A man wisdom makes his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed.
Yahweh's pure wisdom. He's pure energy. I didn't say pure energy. He is a man, but he's full of wisdom. So just with an angel that came down to a lot of these prophets, they saw the countenance of the angel, and they were scared. They could feel that energy that they had. So imagine Yahweh coming down directly. If Yahweh came down to Earth right now, it'd probably just be wiped out just like that. So that's why he sends his angels, or when he talks to these prophets, he talked through a dream, or he talked through the fire, just like the burning bush. I think I had that on the next lineup. He talked through the burning bush. Sometimes, like I said, we get visions. Sometimes the women get visions. A lot of women get a lot of visions. Women got that intuition. That's why a woman kind of knows when her child was like, something happened to her child before she really even knows it. Yeah.
Psalms 80, verse 19. Turn us again, O Yahweh of hosts. Cause thy face to shine, and we shall be saved. When they say cause that face to shine, for us to come into this knowledge, right? Once you come to this knowledge, your face shines. Not necessarily your physical face, but your spirit. That's why you might see somebody, they'll automatically hate you. Or you might be walking in the store, a woman is not really covered up, she got her titties out, right? Or her camel toe. Now she want to use her purse to cover her camel toe. We already saw it, bitch.
Yeah.
Bitch, we already saw it. Now she want to cover up. But to the world, she want to show it. But when a prophet come around, then she want to cover up. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. That's why attitude.
Don't cover up now.
Now, I was gonna say that's why attitude is an important thing. A woman could look beautiful, but if her attitude is bad, it's like that aura around her. You just don't want to be around that person. or like, like there might be a party, and then it's just this one person walks in, and then everyone's like, it just messes up the whole energy because of that person's aura. So attitude is everything. Last one, sure. Exodus 3 and 2.
You trying to watch the spirit?
No, it's not.
Exodus 3 what?
3 and 2.
And the angel of Yahweh appeareth unto him in the flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed.
That's probably where they got Human Torch from, or Ghost Rider. The bush was on fire. It wasn't even consumed. So that was Yahweh's presence right there.
God.
So that was a lesson today. Lesson was, as always, America will be destroyed. They're increasing their stockpile of weapons. And Yahweh's going to come down from his throne physically. He's going to show his wrath with these nuclear weapons, just as he showed his wrath back then with Sodom and Gomorrah. And when he met the prophets, he didn't come down off his throne. He met them through the burning bush, through dreams, and he met them through his wisdom. Some of these prophets didn't even talk to Yahweh directly. That wisdom was just, Yahweh just gave them the wisdom, through inspiration, So,
Facts. So, a beautiful lesson, Yapa. All right, we give all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem Rakakadash. All right, death to America, man. Time to get the fuck out of here, man. Since yesterday.